Hello everybody and welcome to Tell Me About Gaming. Sit back, relax, and open up your ears because today we're going to be talking about one of the hardest videos I have ever made, and that is what is the best arena FPS game of all time. Let's get into it. Also guys, I just wanted to mention real quick that the footage you are seeing is from an amazing video that was put together by Faceit. I'll leave a link in the description down below. Make sure to go watch the full video over on their channel because it's absolutely amazing to see just how good some of these players are, so make sure to go check that out. So recently I asked this fantastic community on Reddit what they thought the best arena FPS game ever has been, and I will leave a link to that post in the description below so you can see all the different conversations yourself. But let me tell you guys, so many of the votes were very close and they came down to just a few games being tied. Now the two games that came in first place that were both tied were Quake 3 Arena and Quake Live. In second place we had Quake World, and in third and fourth were Unreal Tournament 2004 as well as Unreal Tournament 1999. Some other games that were also voted for were games like Reflex, Warsaw, Quake 4, Ricochet, and CPMA did come up quite a lot, but I am not counting that as its own game as it was a mod for Quake 3. So when I saw the votes, I started thinking to myself, how am I going to make this video? So many of these games came in the same position, were tied for votes, and they're also very similar. I mean, the top three are all Quake games, so I figured it would probably be quite boring to just make a video on basically what would end up being the best Quake games of all time, because that's really what it came down to with the votes. So I didn't think that'd be that entertaining of a video to make. So instead, in this video, we're going to be talking about why Quake is considered the best arena FPS game of all time, at least according to these votes and according to quite a lot of people. So with that being said, let's get into it. So Quake 3 Arena was released in 1999 and it was the third game in the Quake series, and people absolutely loved this game. It got amazing reviews. Eurogamer gave it a 9 out of 10, IGN gave it a 9.3, GameSpot 9.2, and it was considered one of the most influential online shooters ever made. So, why does Quake have so much respect as a game? Well, there's a lot of reasons for it, and I'm not going to mention every single one because if I did, this video would be like 50 hours long. I'm going to be focusing on three main points in this video, but make sure to leave down in the comments below the reasons that you love Quake and what makes it so amazing for you. But with that being said, the first reason I think this game has done so well is because it is a game that is very simple to pick up and start playing, but it is very hard to master, and it does this so well. At its core, it's a pretty basic game. It's an FPS game where most modes you're just shooting other people and trying to be on top of the leaderboards. There's just a certain set of guns on the map. Most of them are basic weapons like rocket launchers and shotguns, things you've seen in plenty of other games. And that's about all, really. There's power-ups and that type of stuff, but I mean, there's not a whole lot to the game. Now with that being said, while that sounds simple, to actually become good at the game and understand how to play it at a good level is completely different, and that's where this game becomes extremely hard to master. Understanding how the power-ups work, how each weapon works in specific, how you can use them together to take people out in chain combos type things, to get the movement system down perfectly, to be able to strafe and all that type of stuff. This is where the game becomes hard to master, and that's where it gets insanely amazing to watch, because the people who have mastered these mechanics are so good and so entertaining to watch. It's one of the most fun competitive games to watch pro players play. And while we're on that subject, I think that's the second reason this game has so much respect to it and has been around for so long, and that is simply because of how competitive it is. The esports scene around this game is amazing. It's a super competitive game, and it is still alive as a competitive game. QuakeCon still has championships for it, and it's still, as I said, one of the most fun games to actually watch on a competitive level, because seeing people who have mastered the mechanics play is absolutely amazing, and it's very encouraging for you to also get better at the game and try to improve your skill level, which I think is a reason people keep going back to it, because you just want to get better and better every time that you play the game, which is a very good draw to come back to the game. Because when you think about it, it doesn't have systems that a lot of games today have, like leveling systems and progression and that type of stuff, because it doesn't need it. The progression for Quake is more on the side of a personal progression than just, you know, getting skins or getting new guns or stuff. You progress as a person and as a player more when you play Quake than what you do in games like Call of Duty, where you're really just progressing a profile. That's basically what you're doing. You're progressing a level, you're unlocking new stuff for your profile, but you're not exactly progressing your skill level, which I think is a very important thing to do. It's a very important thing for games to emphasize, and I think Quake does a fantastic job at this. This is why so much people come back to it, I think, and it is why it still has such a big competitive scene around it today. Now finally, the last reason I think Quake has so much respect to it is plain out because it's a fun-ass game. Really, there's nothing else that can be said. It's a fun game to play. It's so much fun to just jump into this game with a bunch of friends and just be jumping around the map fast as hell, shooting each other with rocket launchers and hitting these insane shots. It's such a fun game, and I think that's why people have also kept coming back, because it's, in its core, as I've said at the start of the video, it's a pretty basic game, how it works at its core. But there's so much more to it than that, with the competitive side of things, with learning all the mechanics, and with becoming actually good at the game. And the reason people have the patience to do that is because the game's fun. And if a game wasn't fun, you obviously wouldn't want to try and get good at it, because why would you? It's not fun for you to play. But this game, as I've said a million times, I'm a broken record at this point, it's a very fun game to play, and I think that's one of the main reasons it has so much respect to it. So that's it for this video, guys. I know I babbled a bunch and I sounded like a broken record saying things over and over, but that's because I just can't express how much this game has been influential on the industry and on the arena FPS genre, and I just can't put it into words. It's a very hard thing to describe, and it's hard for me to explain everything fully, but I tried my best, and hopefully you guys do enjoy it. If you do, make sure to leave a thumbs up and let me know in the comments below so that I'm motivated and encouraged to make more videos like this. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you to all the amazing people on Reddit in the Arena FPS community that have been fantastic to me, who have been helping me with these videos. I really do appreciate it. I can't express it enough to you guys. And I'll see your beautiful minds in the next video.